guys, today we're going to be having a looking at equations of straight lines and drawing straight lines. The ones we're going to have a look at drawing this morning, we're going to have a look at drawing vertical and horizontal lines. So when you're given the equation of a line that's either vertical or horizontal, they're going to start with x equals and then a number. Okay, so we might have x equals minus 1. Now all this means is this letter here tells us which axis our line is going to go through. So as this is x equals, the straight line we draw has to go through this x-axis. Okay, which means that when it says x equals, it is going to be a vertical line because it's going to need to pass through the x-axis. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video here and draw this axis which is on your screen at the moment. So pause the video here and draw this axis of -4 to 4 for me, please. So what we're going to do is to draw this line is we are going to take our rulers and we're going to place the ruler against the x-axis and on the -1. Okay, because it tells us that x is -1, so the x tells us which axis it goes through, the -1 tells us what number it goes through. So all we're going to do now is we're going to draw a straight line all the way through the axis, and now we can label this is that x equals -1 because I've gone through the x-axis at -1. So let's say we had another example whereas x equals -4. So again, this part here tells us what axis we need to go through. Because it is an x, it's going to be a vertical line because I have to go through this x-axis. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our rulers, we're going to put these at -4, and then we're going to draw a straight line all the way through, and then we can label up x equals -4. Okay, so make sure you have those copied down on that diagram for me. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a couple of equations when it's y equals. So we have y equals 3 and y equals -3. So we're going to use the same set of axes to draw these. So this time it's telling me that it is y equals, so this is the axis it has to cross, which means my line is going to be a horizontal. Okay, so I'm going to get the ruler, and all we're going to have to do is put this on the y-axis at the number 3, and then we're just going to draw a straight line all the way through it, and then we can label it up that y equals 3. So again, if you have a look at the second one, it's y-axis, which means it's going to be a horizontal line, but this time it's at -3. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to put it on the -3, and then we're just going to draw a straight line all the way through it. And then once I've done that, I'm going to label it up as y equals -3. So make sure you have that copied down in your books. I'm now going to give you some more lines I'd like you to draw. So you're going to need to have the same axis redrawn in your book. Okay, so pause the video here, redraw the axis you drew initially for these questions, and I'll put on some more questions. Pause the video. So what I'd like to do is, for these following lines, I'd like you to draw them on this axis for me. So remember, because these are x, they are going to be vertical lines, and as these are y's, they're going to be horizontal lines. It tells us the axis we need to cross. Okay, so pause the video here, draw these lines, please. So here you've got the answer, so your graph should look something like this. Now, if you have a look a little bit closer into the y equals 2 line, this one here, it's important to see y is labelled as y equals 2. So if we have a look at any point on this line, if I was to write down the coordinates, okay, so the coordinate here would be -3, 2, -1, 2, and 2, 2, okay. It's called y equals 2 because no matter where I am on the line, the y-axis is always 2. Okay, it's the same on any of the other ones as well. All right, that the x value would always be on this one here would always be 4. Okay.